We have some major Giants news to discuss today. So do me a favor, leave a comment down below. I love to see what you guys have to say. But man, Joe Schoen spoke to the press, as we all know about at this point. And it sounded like that he wants to get a deal done for Dexter Lawrence, and he has no interest in trading Dexter. I mean, after that conference, Ian Rappaport, who does a fantastic job, reportedly said that the Giants and Dexter Lawrence are reportedly at an impasse. And then Pat Leonard came on X and posted this. The Giants and Dexter Lawrence are not at an impasse. The situation is more dire than that. The contract negotiations between the team and Lawrence's camp have broken off. Sources tell the Daily News. What's going on? And then Ryan Dunleavy posted on X and said this. Giants have not had a trade call about Dexter Lawrence in 5 days. So what's the deal? Are they just going to either keep him and have him play, have a player that doesn't want to be here like last year where he had a half a sack? Like, is that the play? Is that what's best for the team? Listen, if the Giants trade Dexter Lawrence, in more ways than one, that's a massive, massive hole to fill. That's a massive, massive hole to fill. And the Giants don't want to be put in that spot because this team already needs enough as it is. So now if you trade Dexter Lawrence, now this creates a bigger need on your team all of a sudden, where you didn't have that need before. Now you have it. So does Dexter Lawrence not want to be here? That's I think a fair question. Does he not want to be here, or is this just, hey, I want more money? Well, it might be a bit of both, and if the Giants were to give him more money, then sure. But listen, you had a half a sack last year, right? You had a half a sack. It was your worst year in quite some time. It might have been his worst year ever as a professional. And now you want this gigantic deal. You signed this contract a couple of years ago. Markets change every year. Now all of a sudden you want more. Fantastic talent. Fantastic talent. I'd rather keep him than not. And he's been around for a lot of losing seasons with the Giants. I get it. But at the same time, it's what do you do if a guy doesn't want to be here? I don't know. He's one of the best at his position. I hope that somehow, some way, they could come to a deal. They could come to some type of resolution here. But according to some, contract talks have broken off. But then Ryan Dunleavy comes out with Giants have not had a trade call about Dexter Lawrence in 5 days. So is there just no interest? Or 5 days ago, did the New York Giants say, hey, we need a first-round draft pick, and no one's willing to give up a first-rounder for Dexter Lawrence? That's the only way I'd be willing to trade for him, for a first- and second-rounder. Look at the Williams, right? When the Cowboys traded for Quinnen Williams, it was a first and a second-rounder. That's kind of what you're looking for here with Dexter Lawrence, a first and a second-rounder. Maybe teams just don't want to pay that price for a guy who's a little older, 29, right? In football years, it's old. So it's not old. I don't want to say it's old. It's still young. But I just have to fact check myself. 28 years old. So he will be 29 November. But listen, I really like Dexter Lawrence. I like him a lot, and I don't want to trade him for a bucket of big league chew. And yeah, I just don't want to do that. It's got to be for something meaty, substantial. It can't be for like a 4th and a 6th round pick. I've seen that thrown around. That's insane. It can't be for that. It's got to be for something nice. I don't know. I don't know where the Giants are going to go from here. I really don't. It's tough. Do you just leave him on your team, and then a guy who doesn't want to be here is just going to, be around in the locker room? Or let's say the Giants set up a winning culture here with Harbaugh, and that's why he was brought in here, to change the freaking dynamic of this damn team that we've been watching for quite some time. This team has just been terrible. They've been terrible. You take out that 9-7 season with Daniel Jones, that playoff win. You take that year out. It's been crap for the past decade in Giants land. It's ever since Coughlin left. It's been crap. I know you had that one year with McAdoo where he went, I believe, where they went 11-5, but you could also argue that was a Coughlin team. Giants have been crap. And now we have a head coach who could maybe fix that. But one of your best players, especially one of your best players at his position, what's going on? It's just, what are they going to move him for? A third rounder? I freaking hope not, because they haven't received a trade in 3 days. So are they just going to move him? I hope not, because that's not the kind of player that you move to move. It's not. So moving on to something else. Let's talk about the draft a little bit. And Adam Schefter says the feeling is that the Giants will pick either Caleb Downs or Sonny Styles. I have no issue with this. None whatsoever. If that is the feeling. Now, a lot of people are running with the Joe Shane press conference, right? What he said yesterday about how much he likes Jeremiah Love. And he also mentioned that Caleb Downs or Sonny Styles, they are, of course, an option at pick 5. That's not out of the question. That's what Shane said. He's not going to empty out his hand here. That's not what he's going to do. But when it comes to Sonny Styles, an off-ball linebacker, that's what everybody's describing him as. Is he worth it at 5? I think he fits Harbaugh's style. I really do. I think that's kind of player that Harbaugh likes. Caleb Downs. I would love if the Giants were to get Downs. Giants have a weak secondary. We know this. Go get a guy who finished as a safety, who finished 9th in the Heisman last year, All-American, 2-time All-American, in Caleb Downs. Go get him. Like, if you could get him, if he's there at 5, just go get him. Like, that's the guy you get. Right? The whole Jeremiah Love thing. It's like, will I be upset if the Giants pick Love with the 5th pick? No, I won't. In fact, I've kind of have come around on that idea, and I'm not against it. And in fact, at one point in my mind, I was kind of leaning towards that way over Downs and Styles. But listen, at the end of the day, I've come back down to earth. I want Downs. If they get Styles, I'll be more than happy to. But I want Caleb Downs, and it's nice to hear from a guy like Adam Schefter, who's one of the best at his job, say that the Giants most likely are going to pick between Styles or Downs. And it makes sense, because if you've heard about Dallas, that they want to trade up potentially to leapfrog the Giants because Dallas covets a player that the Giants covet. Interesting stuff. We'll see what happens. I'll keep you guys updated, though. Let me know what you think down in the comments. Thank you guys so much for watching. We'll see what happens with Sexy Dexy. We'll see what happens there. I'll keep you guys posted, though. Thank you guys so much. Take care.